Hi, I'm Jenny Bell with Threads of Hope Counseling in Minnesota. Today I'm going to talk to you about how to be married to a depressed person from the perspective of someone who has lived it. So, setting aside my experience working with people with depression on a daily basis, living with someone with this disorder is hard. In this, I can speak from personal experience. Living with a depressed spouse can be painful, exhausting, aggravating, lonely, and overwhelming. That being said, there are ways to make it a little easier. My first pointer for you is that you can't be your spouse's therapist. You cannot and should not be your spouse's therapist. And this is coming from a therapist. I should not be my own husband's therapist. The therapy relationship is inherently one-sided, meaning that therapists are here for your needs and goals, but you have no responsibility to take care of us. This works well in the counseling office and it's helpful for the client's healing, but it would be a terrible model for a marriage. A good marriage needs balance, even if sometimes the scales are leaning a little more to one side than the other. Remember that your spouse's depression is not about you. You cannot hold yourself responsible for your spouse's feelings. You did not single-handedly make them depressed, nor can you make them happy again. Their depression is not about you, even if you have a lot of stress and conflict in your marriage. Depression is caused by a number of factors, including environmental stressors, negative thought patterns, brain chemistry, and genetics. The brain of a depressed person is physiologically different from that of a non-depressed person, and you are not capable of changing that single-handedly for your partner. You'll make yourself crazy if you try. Your spouse may not be able to be their best self while they are in the pits. Depressed partners can be withdrawn, moody, irritable, low energy, more selfish maybe, needy, or even feel rejecting. This is not to say that any depressed person behaves exactly the same way as another, or to say that they are bad or unloving people. Your partner may not be trying to cause you pain, but this is an unfortunate side effect of the disease. It's hard to understand if you've never experienced the pit of depression, just how dark and overwhelming and lonely it can actually be. Understanding depression makes it easier, but not easy. You can help your partner by understanding, or at least trying to understand and show that understanding of what they're going through and not personalizing their behavior. You can coach yourself in hard moments, like saying to yourself, "My partner didn't ask about how my day was, but this doesn't mean he doesn't love me. This is because in his depression, he is less able to focus on my needs." Their depression is not an excuse for bad behavior. Even though depression is a difficult disease to deal with, you are still a part of a relationship, and you can ask that your basic needs be met. For example, depression can cause irritability, but you can still be asked to be treated with basic respect. Depression might cause fatigue, but you can still ask that your partner find a way to help to spend time with you, or to carry their share or some share of your household responsibilities. It's really a balancing act between the two of you, but the core here is that you still need to make it work. You can still expect your partner to show up in some ways for you. Depression can cause negative thoughts and even suicidal thinking in some individuals, but you can still ask that your partner get professional help rather than expecting you to keep them safe. Professionals may be needed in order to help you better understand and set healthy limits with a depressed person. Seek the right kind of support. It takes a village, or at least one person with skills and training, to help your partner dig themselves out of their hole, and you need support too. Be careful about who you go to for support. Generally speaking, family members are too close to you to remain unbiased and supportive of your marriage or your relationship. If you go to your parents or siblings, you might vent to them, and then maybe you move on past that issue. But they can have trouble letting it go, and it can lead to resentment and rifts between your family and your partner. If your family members are generally supportive, it's okay to acknowledge that your partner is dealing with some things or even dealing with depression. You could share that you're seeking help, you could ask for prayer, but be careful and mindful about the extent of sharing you're doing with your family. I would also be mindful in this of what feels okay for you and your partner to be shared with your family. Think about how that'll impact their relationships as well. Additionally, I would be cautious when sharing with friends to ensure that you are speaking with people who are supportive of your relationship and your spouse. There's a difference between seeking support and complaining about your spouse, and the latter should probably be reserved for sessions with a skilled therapist who can encourage you through the hard times rather than helping you get stuck there. You can't pour from an empty cup. Self-care is critical, as dorky as that might sound. It's critical if you're married to someone who's in a depression. Some of your emotional needs may not be fully met in your marriage during this season. It's important in the hard seasons to take care of yourself. Seek opportunities for connection with supportive friends. Pursue hobbies that you enjoy. Exercise, eat a healthy diet, volunteer, attend a life-giving church. Seek personal growth, take bubble baths, go for walks, pray, read inspiring blogs. And you certainly should consider whether you might need your own counseling to help you feel strengthened and encouraged. I hope this has given you some encouragement and ideas to help you deal with your significant other's depression. Remember to take care of yourself, and if you need extra support, please feel free to contact our office. Sometimes we go to counseling not just for ourselves, but because of the ones that we love. Thanks for watching and have a hope-filled day.